Hi everyone, my name is Beth with Flying by the Seed of My Plants. And first of all, I want to say thank you to all the people that have subscribed and are supporting me on this and going along with my journey this year on 2023 with planting, starting with the seeds. And I am doing a plant sale, so that is why I start so many seeds. But I know a lot of my videos are pretty amateur. So I have to really, I'm learning. So that's why I really appreciate you guys, because sometimes I watch it and I go, ooh. So thank you. And this year I actually did last year, March 31st, they did an early retirement buyout where I work. And so I've been adding to my garden space, and this year I really plan on doing a lot more, and especially with the butterfly garden, expanding that, and showing, how I'm expanding it using the cardboard, and then I put a really good topsoil on top of that, and I'm going to expand it even further, but I have to go up and get some more topsoil. And, today I did get a box from Chewy, and that one I'm not going to put laying it down on the ground where I'm expanding the garden, because it has a lot of blue ink in it. So as plain as cardboard that you can find is what you want to use, and removing all the tape and everything else. So anyhow, getting back to what I want to show you today is the pepper plants. I want to show you the progression of them. Some of these I started February 12th, and some I started February 13th. Today is February 23rd, so it's been pretty much 10 days, the ones on the 12th, so it's been 11 days for them. And the one thing I did notice, which is kind of flip-flopped, but my hot peppers have pretty much all germinated. There's a few empty cells, so I thought that was pretty interesting. But I do put this back in my laundry room, and so that's pretty warm back there. And then I do have the fluorescent grow light back there, and that does give off some heat too. So I know that's helping with the germination. And then right now I went ahead and I bottom watered all of my plants. And that's where you put water in your tray, and it will wick up into the soil. And I give it probably maybe an hour. I put about a 1/4 inch of water in the tray, and I'll show you that when I flip it around. But and then you wait until you could see the soil, you could feel it, plus you can actually see it change to a dark brown, your cells, and that's when you know it's got pretty good water. And then once that's done, any water that's left in the tray, I dump it out, because otherwise it will get oversaturated, and you can risk rotting out your roots, and you don't want to do that. So one thing I want to show you too, I had this Craig's Grande that I started January 10th, and this was pretty much for an experiment on my different grow lights, but I wanted to show you the stem on that. I mean, look how strong that is. And this is grown, I put my plants right under my green light or grow light. If it's off to the side, it's going to, when it's young, start stretching to get to the light. And you don't want to do that. Because if you do, you could have weak stems. And this one is a very strong one. And so I did want to show you that. And I will be uppotting this into a larger container probably tomorrow. I mean, it could probably even stay in there until next week, actually. So, but hopefully I'll get some, this is a Craig's Grande jalapeno. So hopefully I'll get some early ones on there. And so I'm going to go ahead and flip this around so you can see all the peppers. And because I know some people have a hard time with the germination. And peppers, you do need to be patient. Sometimes they, depending on the temperature where you're putting your plants to germinate, if it's really cool, it will take a while. you know, the warmer it is, probably like 80 or 85 degrees, they will germinate faster. So, but anyhow, let me go ahead and flip this around so you can see what I'm talking about. So here is a bunch that I started on February 12th, and there are still some empty cells, but this is where you have to be very patient. Like here's the hot Hungarian, and I thought maybe that was a seedling. I'm not sure if that's one right there or not, but I'm going to wait until the middle of next week, and if I still don't see germination, I might pop another seed in there. And then here is the Nata Pino, and these all came up probably like a couple days ago, and then now I see there's 2 more coming up behind that. And those were started, what, February 12th. Here's February 13th. These all popped up, but I could see I have a new one starting there. And California Wonder, I got 4 that came up, and there's 2 empty cells, but I'm going to give that time because it seems like the bell peppers are taking the longest. And this one is a pumpkin spice jalapeno. All of them but 1 so far came up, so there's 5 there. All 6 came up on the lemon spice. And the orange spice, that was February 13th. And here is an orange bell. So far, those have all come up, but those are fairly recent. And an orange bell. Right now, I still have 2 empty cells, but I'm going to wait until the middle of next week. There's another one that's just starting to come up. So, and here's one that is just starting to come up here. That's a purple bell. And let's see. Now these are, here's a Sunbright bell. These are all Sunbright. I put the seed in February 12th. And just now I'm starting to see germination. So these took 11 days so far. So this one's coming up. There's one here, one there. There's one there. So this one is taking a while to germinate. So this one I'm going to be really patient with, probably to the end of next week. You know, if I don't see any by then, I might pop another seed in there. And then here's Craig's Grande. A bunch of this is coming up. And I might go ahead and drop one in here because it looks like this did germinate, but it didn't germinate correctly. So it was kind of a weird seed, I guess. And Shishido, here's an empty cell here. But I'm going to be patient. That's one thing. You do have to be patient when you are planting. Now here is Craig's Grande. Here's one right here that's just getting ready to pop up. And these popped up a few days ago. So that's another new one coming up. So they don't all germinate at the same time. So here is a canary bell, which I've noticed this has taken a very long time, but this one came up a couple days ago. I could see one just starting right there. And then the Ring of Fire. I don't have any germination yet, but I'm going to be patient on that. Anaheim. Still have 3 empty cells there. And here is the Count Dracula. And these I did actually save seeds from last year. So I wasn't sure how the germination rate was going to be on those. So I think it did pretty good. And here's another. But the seeds mainly I've gotten from M.I. Gardner and Rare Seeds, Baker Creek. And here's all the Cubanelle. And so far, not all of them have germinated, but I'm going to be patient. And probably till the middle of next week or the end of next week. And if I don't see any, I'll probably pop another seed in there. So, and then here's more Cubanelle right here. Here's some rosemary I started, and that was January 22nd. And that's doing great. And these are larger cells that I have them in, so I'll probably wait, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks, and then I'll start up-potting those. And lemon spice jalapeno. And when I do up-pot, that's when I add Trifecta Plus. It's one of my favorite fertilizers to use. And that's from M.I. Gardener. And the orange spice jalapeno. All my jalapenos came up really good and fast, actually. This is the paprika right here. So that's doing really good. And I like the paprika because you can dehydrate that and then grind it up and make a powder for a spice. And the Anaheim. See, all these germinated really good. So you could see there's a couple of empty cells right here. That one's still empty. It's an orange spice. This one seemed to be like another deformed little seed there. I don't think that's going to do much. That's pumpkin spice, so I might have to add a couple seeds in there, but I'm going to wait until middle of next week. Craig's Grande. So just wanted to show you that, you know, some came up pretty good. And right now, like I said, some of these were started on February 12th. And some on February 13th. And this is what I'm looking at now, and it's February 23rd. So hopefully that gives you some inspiration on the pepper growth. And so here are some herbs that I started. Here is the stevia. I started this January 28th. And again, these are larger cells that I put these in. So, I might wait a little bit to up-pot these. And I did a bottom watering in there, and there is some water in there, but these all pretty much took up all the water it needs. It whipped it up. So I will be dumping the rest of the water that's in there. I'll empty that out because I don't want it to get oversaturated. And the rosemary. And they all did really good. There's more rosemary. Started January 28th. There's some stevia. The stevia I got from Johnny Seeds. And, you know, it does take a while for the germination. So this was January 22nd I started this. And I think it did really good. These are the coneflower. It's a double-decker echinacea. So these did pretty good. And then here's multi mixed color coneflowers. And then here is a pink celery. I started February 3rd. This will be my first year doing celery. Excuse me. So I know that isn't the easiest to grow either. So we'll see how that goes. And I wanted to get it started early because I know it does take a while to grow. So, and here is some sweet marjoram. And these are all doing good. And, you know, when your seedlings start getting about this size, you know, if you don't have a fan, you can run your fingers like this. And that just helps them get stronger roots or stronger stems. So this is a sweet marjoram. I started February 3rd. Here is a sage. I started February 3rd. And these are all doing really good. And here's some thyme. And those are doing all really good. And there's thyme in my garden, so a lot of these will be going into the plant cell. Also the sage. The marjoram, I'm probably going to keep one of these. So, and then I did a video earlier, and that was expanding my butterfly garden. And as I was saying, very amateur. Lighting's horrible, editing, well, I didn't even edit. You know, I don't even have an editor right now, video editor. So what you see is what you get. So that's, you know, again, I thank you guys that have subscribed. And here's a Craig's Grande that I'll be up-potting. And here's some other seeds I will be starting. So I'm going to go over those with you. Okay, so here are some of the other seeds I will be getting started here for a early spring cool weather crop. I'll be getting the Swiss chard started. Another thing I'm going to be starting seeds, and I'll probably do it on Monday, some cabbage, the cauliflower. I went ahead and I got the white cauliflower, I got orange cauliflower, I got purple cauliflower, and it's been years since I've grown cauliflower, and if I remember correctly, the reason why it was such a long time ago is because I didn't do very well with it. So when I ordered from Johnny's, he went ahead and he sent me 2 pages of instructions, and I sent them a message and told them, you know, how much I appreciated that. I mean, that's awesome customer service. And the purple and the orange and the white, I mean, cauliflower to me just isn't that easy to grow. So if you want to follow me with that, another thing I got is by seed are some dahlias. So, and another thing I'm going to plant this year, and I'm going to start indoors, is it's Mary Washington asparagus. And asparagus can take, if you start it indoors, you might be able to have your first harvest in 3 years. And wherever you plant these, you know, you want to find a spot where you don't want to grow anything else there, because these will stay there. And once after 3 or 4 years, you start harvesting, you will get asparagus every single year to harvest. So, and these are one of these things that every year I've thought about growing asparagus, and it's like it takes so long. But now I'm so many years later, and I'm like, if I would have started it, you know, 3 or 4 years ago, I would have had it by now. So I'm starting them this year, so I don't have to say that anymore. And then here I have, I went on the, because I did an early retirement, I have a lot of time on my hands. So I went ahead and ordered a bunch of hanging baskets so I can get that started, because I want to do that hopefully in my plant sale. So some violas I want to start. Okay, the cabbage, I'm going to get that going early. But there's a lot of flowers I want to start early. I'm doing straw flowers. I haven't done those before. So that'll be fun, because I want to use them as a dried flower. And I got the Mexican sunflower. I grow those every year. Last year, it seemed like it took a while to germinate, and I direct sowed outside. So I am going to start a few of those indoors. I also have a couple that are out for the winter sowing, because I want them to pop up a lot earlier. Last year, it was almost at the end of the season that they finally started germinating. So I'm not sure what the issue was last year with that. So anyhow, that's it. And tomatoes are going in next week, that I'll be starting those. But I wanted to show you the peppers and how long it took for a lot of these to germinate, and some are still popping up, and they did anywhere from 5 to 10 days so far, 5 to 11 days actually, to get the germination. So I think that's awesome. You know, they're doing really good. So, all right, so that's about it. And again, I just want to thank you to all that have subscribed. I really do appreciate that. So, all right, I'm going to let you guys go, and I will see you on the next one. All right, have a great evening. All right, bye. Great day, great evening, depending on what time you're watching it. So, all right, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.